Hi, Taurus. This is Just with your June 16th, 2020 weekly read. I hope you guys are having an enjoyable day so far. So, Taurus, I'm telling you now. Get another stream of income. Okay, find an occupation. When I say occupation, meaning a skill set. There's something that you Tauruses can do with your hands. You come from one of the better houses, I should say, in my opinion. So there's definitely value that comes from you and something that you can do or you can learn to do. Take time to do that. And this is not for anyone in particular, but I'm feeling like people are losing their jobs at an alarming but silent rate, meaning people, because of everything around them, all the white noise is not really making people realize what's really going on. And I feel like jobs are going to be crumbling down and disappearing left and right. And what you're going to have is your own skill and occupation. So if you don't have your own way of making money, definitely look into that. Because again, I do see all hell breaking loose for some people in one direction or another, whether it be I got to get out of this area or I just lost my job. I as hell trying to find something else. Now, what do I do? It definitely, by the time we get into, I don't want to say 2021, 22, no, 22, maybe 23, it's going to be a lot of bartering. I know bartering has been normal in certain industries like eBay is kind of like, to me, a bartering system, that sort of thing, but it's going to be far more vast. So yeah, you have this, I have that, let's exchange, or that sort of thing. It's going to be a lot of that. I would caution you to find a skill set and occupation, one that you do well, one that you have an affinity for. But hell, at this point, you could learn to have an affinity for it. But look into self-employment. Now, I feel for some of you, if you do have your own employment, then you're going to understand what I'm talking about. And leave it in the comment section below for any of you Tauruses that say, yes, Jess, you're right. I lost my job, but I have a side hustle, or I have, a different stream of income or several different streams of income, and I'm okay. Because I do see that in the work and the home life. You could have lost a job or hell, left a job, and you're doing okay on your own. And probably in the midst of all of this, you could have turned, an idea into to money. So again, share it in the comment section below if you want to, so you can inspire others around you. Because I see some issues in the workplace and having to either wait for other people to communicate with you so that you know what next steps you have to take, and in the meantime feeling stuck because someone is manipulating the whole thing. Someone has control over everything and manipulating everything. And some of you, all you want to do is just leave. You just want to leave. You want to pack up and leave, and you want to pack up and go. And some of you could very well be doing that. You are going to try to work out whatever you've lost. So if you lost a job or whatever, you're going to try to kind of just work with what you got, and whatever you got left, you can work it. And I see some of you Tauruses making major adjustments. If not right now, by this time next year, you would have made a major adjustment, meaning moving. You're going to move from something, move from your home, but you're making a big move from home, move from job, you're making a big move, and you're not taking everyone with you. You're not. And not everyone is coming. In fact, it could be up to 3 people or 3 situations that you have to disconnect from just to free yourself. So know that, okay? And this is showing up in business, but it also can be in the home life. Yeah, it's going to be familiar things that you'll look back and say, damn, I shed a lot of fat. I trimmed a lot of fat, and that times it's not going to be easy. You may look back and say, damn, it's literally, I feel like it's just me. But wherever you go, you're going to, or when you get on the other side of this disconnect, you're going to be better for it. And you know that, but I feel like the pathway ahead Some of you are excited. Some of you are very confident about. Some of you want to go with people. You don't want to go by yourself. You want to do this with others. Some of you may have information and know something. It's like, I got to get this out to people, but how do I tell them? What do I say? How do I approach it? How do I get the news out? I say be careful with not getting news out. That was just one part. I'm going on to something else now. I would say kind of be careful trying to do too much all at once. Now, I don't know any Tauruses to be doing too much unless you got a lot of Aries in your chart. But try to be a little careful because it looks like some type of sickness can come out of nowhere. Or you may feel like something may be problematic. Let's just say that. Okay. And there's a lot of confusion going on this week. This is the week I'm noticing between your reading and Aries reading. A lot of people are getting tribal. A lot of people, there's no gray. Things are becoming very black and white. You're in or you're out. And if you can't decide, it's going to be decided for you. That's where we're heading. We're here. But it'll be more and more clear as time goes on that it's very tribal. It's very, you're here or you're there. And I feel for some of you, when you think, yeah, I know, I'm going to go here, you get confused. And you like, I'm not goddamn sure. And then you start feeling like, you know what? I'm going to have to fight my way through things. I'm going to have to, and you're still going to feel like you don't know what the hell you should do at the end of the day. You're still going to feel, and I mean, Mercury retrograde and Cancer and whatever else is going on because I haven't checked. But yeah, you're going to feel like you have to kind of keep on your P's and Q's, at least mentally, because you don't know what's going to come at you next, who's going to say something next. It's like every time you turn around, it's going to be something else that you have to deal with throughout this week going into next week. And you will feel battle weary. And with all of that mental stimulation and physical and having to do this and that, you can get a little sick. So be careful. Be careful. And I would say be careful being out around people too much. Just take a break. You know your body. You guys usually are really good at, taking a beat about how you feel. So tap back into yourself and take care of yourself. Home life again. Somebody just please be careful with gotta get heartache, heart pain. So, be careful, that sort of thing there. Now let's get into love. I want to see if there's anything else. This is, this week may not, well, it doesn't look, this week going into next week, it looks a little bit up and down, up and down. However, next week, somebody's going to come in and communicate to you. You're going to get some news coming to you. This could be from a child, a grandchild, a younger person. Could just be news coming to you. But there's some news that's going to come to you. Yeah, you may have to spend out some money. You're going to hate having to spend this money or communicate. There's something you're going to have to do based upon this news that's going to come in, and you hate it. You don't want to do it. You feel like you're being controlled. You feel like you're being manipulated. I get that right here too in this career sector, that you're being controlled and you're being manipulated. Your home life looks okay because whatever issues with courtship with someone, it's almost like you're like, okay, you can leave or whatever. If it's you versus them, you're going to pick you every time. You and the child. There's a child in the home, because I see there's a child in the home. But you're pretty stable in your home life, even though there's some shit going on and someone, there's a problem or a sickness. It's like a sickness in your home. Meaning if you have a problematic relationship with you and another person, it's a sickness. It's not even just a problem. It's a sickness in this relationship. Meaning someone could be literally sick, obviously, but also it speaks to an illness in your relationship. Something is like a disease or a virus that's in your relationship that you guys have to deal with it, or it's going to deal with you. That type of thing. Love, as I said, new beginnings are a bit of a challenge. So there's that. Some of you are really working hard. You may be, trying to get a new home, or you're just carrying a lot of burdens right now. You're dealing with a lot. You haven't let anything go. single Tauruses, and you are attracting a lot of people out there, but you wouldn't notice because, like I said, you're carrying a big load, a heavy load. It could be whatever people have done, whatever you got to take care of. Hell, you got a lot on your plate right now. So as far as new love is concerned, Tauruses, yeah, I don't see that being your first course of action. And again, in your neighborhood, in your community, you will attract people. People will really be friendly and be willing to help you as well. Just, I mean, you are someone that's going to get help and aid, or it just things may start to seem clearer to you, single Tauruses, because you don't have all these issues for some of you, like you have to deal with somebody else. But I feel like somebody's going to come in and want to try to communicate. If they haven't already, they are going to make their presence known. There could be someone who could be checking up on you, want to see about you. This is someone that's always communicating with you, or will, if you give someone a time of day, you guys happen to meet someone new, they're going to communicate with you a lot. This person is going to help you out of this stage, whatever the problem is. And I do feel like there's going to be a natural connection between you and this person, but I would just take it slow. I would take it slow. I wouldn't, I would take it very, very slow, because for them, if you're cross watching, getting to know a Taurus, and you feel, I don't know why I just heard Pisces, but if you're cross watching and you're getting to know a Taurus, and you're very attracted to this Taurus, and you are ready, you know what you want, it's them, you're doing whatever it takes to try to convince them of it, they are going to bite. Yes, they're going to, they may, show you that, hey, I like you too, whatever. But, you're going to be confused by the change in them. I see a switch up. I see a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Now, this could be you. This could be them. It could be you. But I see a switch up. And by next week, you'll be like, what happened? Why are you churning on me? Because I just get someone turning. Somebody, because some of you Tauruses may feel like they're trying to change me. They're trying to, and I'm not down with that, and I'm not going to do that. And so this isn't going to be the easiest getting to know one another. It's not, because why? There's a sickness with someone. There really is. There is heartbreak, and there's pain, there's resentment, there's anger, there's all of these things is bottled up in someone deep down inside, and it's going to start kind of coming out to the surface. It's going to manifest in all different kind of ways, but you're going to realize like, yeah, you might need some time to still work this out of your system. Couples, Tauruses, well, you know what? Surprisingly, I feel like you Tauruses are okay. You Tauruses in your relationship are okay, particularly women as well. You may feel okay. Men, you may feel like, well, she knows what she needs to do to make me feel okay. But I do feel like that some of you guys may feel like you're okay. If you're at your what's end in this relationship, you're all right. And I've been saying this for a while with Tauruses, like are like au revoir. You're like, okay, if it has to end, it has to end. And I keep saying Taurus is moving on, whether it be with your life or with someone else. For some of you, I'm speaking of right now. Your person, it could be lack of communication here, and this person needs to heal. This is kind of the same cards as Aries, so some of you could be dealing with an Aries, but somebody's not happy that the other person is just seamlessly moving on. It's like this somebody over here is sick to death that it's ending, while the other person is living a life of rally. They could care less. They're on their way. They've already made plans. Hell, they probably are enjoying the plans right now. Like they have moved on. The boat has sailed. The horn has blown, someone has goddamn moved on, and they feel like, hey, I've never felt freer. I've never felt lighter. I've never felt more clear about this decision, because I definitely see some moving on. And it could have been really hard conversation to have, as far as like, if you live with this person and now you're coming to the end of this relationship. Now, what do we do with the children? What do we do with the assets? That sort of thing. And Taurus is like, I got it all. Especially if you are the one that had to give the bad news, which is what it looks like. You've been planning this for a while. This isn't something that's just like you just came up. I don't know any Taurus that just comes out of the blue and just does something. I don't know one, but I'm sure there's some out there. But some of you have been planning this and thinking about it and strategizing. Some of you may be planning and plotting right now. You're planning and plotting what you're going to do, how this is all going to work out, so you come out on top, like you're okay. And it's not that you even want to be, you don't want to be nasty, but you just want to make sure you're okay. You're going to make sure you're okay. Some of you are going to get alimony child support, because I do see unexpected income, unexpected money coming in out of some type of decision about a partnership. Okay. This relationship, as I said, it may have went from bad to worse quick. And there's a community, and you may have said, okay, yes, we're going to do A, B, and C. Whether we're going to fix this, yes, we're going to fix it. The person says, okay, fine, we'll fix it. Or no, we're not going to fix this. We're going to end this. Okay, fine, we'll end it. This is what we need to do. And somebody then is like not so sure. At first they were all on board, like yes, and now somebody's like, I don't know if this is what I want. I don't know if this is what I'm ready for. But it's almost like only one person is unsure because the other person is very sure, and they're not going to change anything. Okay, so oh my goodness, oh my goodness, a fool. You're tired. You're tired of the toxicity that this relationship brings for you. You may have felt trapped. You just want a new beginning for some of you. You want to be happy. Okay. And for some of you, in order for this relationship to work, those are the things that you need. Stop the toxicity. None of this nonsense, whether it be in some type of addiction that someone has. You don't want to deal with that anymore. The control, the fear of cutting yourself loose and moving forward. You are done with all of that. Like you want a healthy, happy, freeing relationship. One that, and you're taking a hardcore look at yourself. You are really looking at yourself and seeing where the cracks in the foundations are. You really are. You want happiness. You know, you're not completely over this for some of you, I feel. For some of you, you still very much want your relationship. And there's so many possibilities out there of what you could do. But some of you may say, hey, I really do love my mate. I love them. And I don't necessarily want this to end. Now, that's a very small percentage of you because I just get some of you are just like, hey, let the chips fall where they may. Really, I'm focusing on me, my work, my child, what I need to do moving forward. There's somebody coming after you. There's somebody coming after you. So they're making it very difficult. Whether it be your person in your life, they're not going to give up on you just that easy, even though you could have already moved on to a new person. Or you've broken up, but you're on a break. You haven't completely, even though you may have said it, there's still unfinished business here. There's somebody new coming in. If you have a relationship with somebody else, is what it looks like to me. If you've ended a relationship, some of you just are feeling like, listen, I need a break. I need to take a step back. I need to, plan my next steps. I'm not rushing back to you. We're not rushing back into this relationship. I'm not rushing off to be with somebody new. And if I'm being entertained with someone in the meantime, I'm not rushing to be anything committed with them. You hold the keys to the castle, which is your heart. And I don't care if the person is new, old, or haven't even come yet. Yes, Taurus couples, I'm talking about you. You're running it your way now, okay? It's going your way, and that's it. Like, you're not having it any other way. And I feel like, particularly if you are a Taurus woman, I feel like Taurus men are a little bit more at the mercy of a woman, particularly, especially if you really are into this woman, you're more at the mercy of her. If you have control over the situation, you may need to make two decisions, okay? If you are a Taurus man, here's what it looks like to me. And you may be quite confused as to what you're going to do. So there's like a decision on your part. And it's not the easiest one. And it may be more of her. It may be just by default. Like, okay, you're with two, or I'm married to this one. We have everything. Yeah, I like you, but that's not even a question. Does that make sense? So for relationships, you Tauruses are in this you're different now. Uranus has finally kicked in. You're different. You're behaving differently. You're approaching things differently when it comes to relationships. And I feel like your person is having a miserable time of it. So in the extended, we're going to look deep into this relationship. We're going to look at this person. How do they feel about you? What do they want? What are their challenges when it comes to the relationship? And we're going to see what secrets are they keeping and what will their actions be ultimately. How's this going to work out? We're going to pull Aries to Pisces. How do they feel about you? Love messages. And so you can get that in the comment section below if you feel like seeing the extended. If you want to share, do so in the comment section below. If you want something personal with me, click the link to my website. You can set something up for yourself. And if you're new to this channel, welcome and subscribe, because I'll be back very soon with another one. Take care, Taurus.